Hey, this is Josh Williams, and I'm covering the Sports Culture podcast, and it's actually mine and Errol Chandler's podcast. I'm in the communications building at the University of North Alabama, and I'm just going to go through a little bit, show you kind of what we do over here with each podcast, and talk to Errol a little bit about his part and what the podcast hopes to achieve as we record it. So I'll show you right now. This is our area that we recorded in, and this is what it looks like. We have two mics, and there's Errol right there. Two mics for both of us, and we record our podcast weekly, and we treat it almost like an event in that when we get in here, we mean business. We want to get the best possible episode that we can, and we like to take about an hour or so to do an episode to really get the best production out of it. So real quick, Errol, I want to ask you, what's important to you about sports culture, and why do you think the way we do it, the production, matters so much?
Just getting the best content, like you were saying. We want to continue to grow our audience. Right now, we're at, I think, 45 followers on our Twitter, as well as just putting out the best content available. Making a presence, and that's one of the biggest things to us is continue to make a presence, especially in the sports world, just because there's so many different podcasts. And if we have good quality, good content, that helps us out the best.
Yeah, and with what Errol's saying, I mean, it took us a little bit to really get the handle of all of the equipment, but once we figured it out and we were able to really get rolling, we were doing a great job with getting the podcast started, and I think it means a lot for us as students to go ahead and get something like this started and be able to crank it out before we even graduate from college and hopefully keep it going from that point on. So thank you, Errol, for being with us. And go check out Sports Culture on iTunes, and I've been Josh Williams, and thank you for listening.